Let us begin hosting them at our farms. And Brother Haj Kafero Isaac, in a special way, I want to applaud you. Thank you for your sacrifice. That event, a minimum funded fully by one individual. The secretary, our trainer is not here, but I have a report, she shared it with me. But I was amazed that this, so far, because our financial year has not yet ended, you can imagine that the inflow from one individual activity, more than total, we like gentlemen. If we are and as they operationalize what you want, we cannot operationalize their finances. So all the excitement we have on social and not, let us translate to, then you can hold us accountable. But otherwise, when you push somebody and he's saying, but well, why do I even put in all this effort when all I get is stick? Sometimes we also want carrot. You can provide carrot and stick, but it can't only be stick. Now let me go to my page. I wanted to begin by telling you basic things. When we came, not even if we be corporate, how can we not even have a vision or a mission? We came up with a 5-year strategic plan, 5-year detailed. I am by qualification a certified accountant. I did the mathematics in that. Very, very good figures of the program that we can do. And we not even translated this. I have written down here that we have a fat white elephant that we failed to feed. Our program, think we are actually vibrant. We are not. We are not, because you cannot come up with good policies and fail to implement them. Why do we then need the secretariat? As the president said, the secretariat is two-manned. 2 people, myself and she moves letters, and then she even calls you, council. Allow me to say this in Uganda. Council, transport your deal. Because you've given that and you think the third will be able to move, but she's moving 7 letters, different offices. This is how far we have dropped. I wanted this reality to sink in, such that people realize that we have an application that is, or do we have, that is good on paper, but not. We have had partnerships. We've written for strategic partnerships with LASPNet, they've accepted. With Ministry of Justice, Constitutional Affairs, they've accepted. With the judiciary, they've accepted. With Uganda Law Society, they've accepted. With the American Muslim Lawyers Association, they've accepted. With the Nigerian Muslim Lawyers Association, they've accepted. With the South African Muslim Association, they've accepted. It's talking. Because asking us, what are you doing that we can come, we can, get involved in? And that is why when the president said we have written to the Law Council, because we need that, Mr. Vice President, this one I'm going to push it. Need the council to approve our legal, our legal aid department. We want to start writing grants. We have people here working with NGOs. Cannot pitch unless we are legally established. And if we begin writing those grants, ladies and gentlemen, UMLAS must be able to employ a minimum, and I'm talking minimum. There is a lot of work. Every week, I receive a minimum of 5 calls for services. And I want to tell you, last week I was in Butareja. I took on a particular case, pro bono. But the lady that I am representing can't give me this and have time. Sometimes you go and they and you just say, but you would have called me. You know, it is painful time and then the matter. What? We have a workload, an enormous potential. We are representing vulnerables. People think every time you get a class, then you have to say, omanyi kakati baloya bali busy, but you know you don't have the what? The resources. But we can tap into it. So let us. I also to those who are following online, each one of you, please make this simple commitment. Simple, but I'll put it in perspective. Figures are things. If each one of us to contribute 1,000 to the I want to that will be stronger than if the fear already in the hearts of UCLF. People call me from UCLF and say, then you laugh. You even ask yourself, what are you doing? Because I think that we are doing a lot. Why we have now I go. Sometimes we forget. I forget. Now, even if we have just dinner, we'll make flight and make it what? Big. But I don't want us to sound big. I want big. We can be that. Our theme today is reimagining the UMLAS we all desire. Let us move from our heads into what? Into action. Lastly, the president mentioned, and these are realities, the president mentioned that we have roughly 285 advocates compared to 930 advocates. And Mr. President, you say that majority are 10 years below. No. 1 year and below. The majority, the picture of what can be sometimes shocks them when they join. So we can transform the vibrant association. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to shout out to make shout outs to two people. Fatuma we
Yeah. Councillor Kato, the line is breaking.
both of them
Online can't hear properly.
As I did with Council team, but that was meant to be our what? Therefore, it's still our sport. Mind that Fatuma have sat there. Yes, that one I wanted it to come up. To the left, you see, for me, I'm a former teacher. So speaking is very natural. To those that we lead, let us lead. Council naturally. Let us what? Lead. You see, a leader sometimes makes mistakes. They are not infallible. But you give a leader support. You don't pull them down. Let our leaders Let our leaders lead. I like people who call me and say, you know what, CEO, isn't this possible? They not only, realize that, but they also provide solutions. Let us provide solutions. Social media, me, I don't to. I see them. This morning I was amazed when I realized that the graphic we had, which was deliberate, using vintage style, the guy commented that he was and I was like, is this real? So he criticized the bigger picture. Again, let me give a light note. When so Asima was standing here, I was thinking, this is not business as usual. It's going to come with these dreadlocks. Then I maybe slowly the fraternity. But it is not how you dress, what you put on table. And the there is because people feel there is something that is not. Uzaifa, I have heard that you have been the chief. Where is Uzaifa? Campaigner. And I hope that some people here have been seriously campaigning for some. I am the CEO. I collected on everything you get. All right, finally, gentlemen, we started a project. The project. We shared. It is the only document we have. Look at that. Isn't it possible for us to have that project actualized? We have now got a second benefactor. Remember, we had the first benefactor giving us 10 acres. Those 10 acres are not with missions. Sarah, the benefactor gave us planned up plans, gave us people who can move the project forward. With the foundation and one block is already standing. Remind me, what? 51% of the stake in the Uganda Muslim Lawyers Education Services Limited, which was the special power we have created to run this, or as a separate table, UMLAS. Now, what do we require from you? We've got one person who is saying that if UMLAS is failing, I have an investor. The investor is by Somali and is interested in a world-class school that is on Islamic principles and professional management. But we said that this project cannot belong to you individuals. So we are asking members to subscribe. Each of the executive members, one share. One, because we want as many people. But one share, if you look at our proposal, we are thinking one share minimum should be like 20. But people say 20 million. If small things, we can things of 5 million. Even 5 might not be small. Or maybe 500,000 or 50. But this, and it is project. We had consultants, they gave us projects, prospects of how and where we can be. So I want you to be out to have birth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this one. Today we are going to have elections. As a team, we will work with whoever comes on board. But I beg you, support them. The support comes beyond today. Can you imagine? This is the biggest we've ever had. This is the biggest, by the way, this is the, now you can imagine the how we are the others. All right. we are not, we are supposed to talk about serious stuff. I have been a bit unserious in some of my comments. Mr. CJ, please take the mic away. I want to thank very sincerely everybody who has contributed to the holding of this function. Where's Brother Kabega? Musa? Yeah, I know, I saw him come back. That is a sweet man, but he called. I have my mundu many people. You give a call, they don't even question. After I used to be one of them. These days, the pocket started drying up. But she's coming as treasurer. I had her stand for that. Maybe the money will come back. But there are those people, I think we've been using Brother Kaketo. If he gives you a call and says, we have this project, please help. Please help. This year alone, we've been able to put 2 people back to school, not just any school, but law school, law development center. The difference you create in the lives of those people is lifetime. They come back and they will help as many others as possible. So we are sowing seeds that will definitely germinate and let others germinate. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now we have to go our treasurers.
Yes.
But it's almost but can pray at your level. But it's absolute. Let's hear from her. Our
Brother Kaketo, those who are online, they can no longer hear words.
Mwasibye mutya? Muli bulungi? First, allow me to appreciate you for getting out of your pockets to contribute to UMLAS. I really want to think that it is hard to contribute. Some people really want to, but are not able to. So those that are able to contribute and contribute even beyond what we're supposed to contribute, we don't take that for granted. So we appreciate all those that go out of their way to stand for colleagues who usually have challenges, either tuition or condolences or the sick. I'm sure while we send the money, we usually don't communicate how much X has provided for purposes of keeping that confidentiality with your creator. So we appreciate to actually get out of your way and contribute that amount. I want to say that we are not doing very well in terms of finances for UMLAS. You realize that we only raise money for UMLAS out of the membership and subscription fees. And usually we all contribute towards the AGM. Yet within the year, we usually need money to run the office. Our office pays 800,000 shillings a month. That is why you're able to actually find people in office, but also those that need our services find us there. So when we don't send the money on time, it actually means that the executive has to get into its pockets and pay. Then when you pay, we pay them back. So sometimes we've had such challenges, but we don't come back to you to say we are struggling here. So especially appreciate those that contribute generously to UMLAS. For example, we might be running a drive and someone calls you to say, Noor, don't say my name, but I'll give you 1 million shillings. Yes, so people do that. Oh, I'll give you 500,000, or I'll give you 200, or I'm adding an extra 50. So we really appreciate all these efforts, and we pray that the Almighty rewards you abundantly. So I'll just indicate that I'm going to read a report for the financial year, September 2023, sorry, October 2023. Now the AGM is being held before the end of the financial year. That means that money is received from 30th September up to now are not part of this report, including some of the money you sent throughout the weeks, especially this week. Why? Because the finances are moving up to 30th September. So when you see balances, October, no, it's not yet 30th October.
What's that?
Up to 1st. Okay. The financial year is up to 31st October, but the report we have is not up to 31st October. Yes, that's what I was saying. So I'll just indicate that within the year, we have been able to get money from membership contributions, from subscriptions, from sponsorships, from the annual members dinner collections, from various drives, the annual Ramadan Iftari dinner, and other incomes. And I'll just let you know that out of membership fees up to 30th September, we had collected 2,283,000 shillings, not dollars. Out of subscriptions, we had 5,600,000. Out of sponsorships, we had 2,500,000. We collected 22,374,000 for the annual members dinner. We collected 19,256,000 from the drives. The drives include the death condolences here. Yes, we collected the prisoners drive also is there. The drive for the students who need tuition is also there. We also got from other incomes, annual Iftari dinner, we collected 30,550,000 and then received 3,850,000 from other incomes. Other income would mean that we have gone to an institution, one of us, for support to anything, and then it comes through. So out of that, within the year ending 30th September, we have a total collection of 86,413,000. However, this money on the account, we have been spending this money, and we've spent it on administrative expenses, taking 19,660,566,000. We also had operational costs of 63,988,413 and professional fees of 780. So our total expenditure becomes 84,428,979 as at 30th September. So I wish to indicate to you that we are not doing well. If you've done some bits of collections, you realize that by 30th September, we had about 2 million less on the account for this year. So incoming treasurer, I don't know who it will be. We still have a lot of work to do, but also incoming president. There's a lot of work to do here. for us to be able to raise the money. This money is exclusive of the money I have, the money that you've sent, the money that I'm keeping. I am updating even now, I'll be sending an update from us. So I think I should be stopping here and appreciate you so much. Thank you. I said your microphone to one. Saying to one.
Maybe members, naturally, the annual general meeting, we should have the audited account for your approval. But because the financial year has not ended, and because of the time constraint, I had wanted not to deal with this item, but because we are here, we thought it important to paint a picture for you. I was proposing that the treasurer's report, appointment of auditors, because we have the auditors that were appointed to deal with the current accounts. We defer them, and a budget approval, instead it was reported. We will have, together with the incoming executive, we will arrange a special general meeting to deal the incoming, because we are still members, and I'm sure they will need, yes. So when the financial year ends, we will have a special general meeting to deal with the following. One, receive the audited accounts for consideration of members. Two, appoint the auditors or reappoint, depending on what will be decided by the general meeting. And three, approve the budget, because it's also not appropriate for the outgoing executive, which does not have a comprehensive staff, to have a budget where the incoming executive that is going to implement it has not played a role. That's why we structure it that way. That when we are presenting a budget in the special meeting, the executive you have voted has played a critical role in preparing, knowing where to spend, in which areas. So I would request if you can agree with me that those items, the audited accounts, the auditors, and budgets be deferred and be considered in the next, in the special meeting. If that is acceptable, I would invite for a motion so that we can move, because the item on election is a bit long, and we want to hear. I saw in our social media platform, people want to hear. They want to see papers. So can I hear some motions if that is acceptable? If not, we delve into them. But that was my view. Yes, Becca? Okay. There is a motion from Becca Kayondo that we defer these items and we have a special general meeting to consider those ones. Second, names, and Kwizera Ali and the senior Asmani Chiinji, they have seconded the motion. That takes us to move a bit faster, and I think it will take us to the next agenda item, which is election of new office bearers. I hand you over again to the Secretary General for guidance on the process.
Now, on this agenda item, according to our Constitution, Article 9, Article 6, the EC has to be, the executive recommends three members of the EC, and the General Assembly approves. Upon approval, then those members can choose people they can work with.
And they do the election.
Process of electing the new office bearers. So that is the procedure. Now the executive result, actually I did tell you, actually in this year alone, we held 9 physical board meetings and 4 virtual board meetings. We had more than 50 resolutions, and we managed to implement about 35 of them. And amongst one of the resolutions reached was to recommend our brother, Abakar Kayondo, then our other brother, Kasim Chigongo, and then Sister Fatuma Kakoza, and Sister Flaya Namugewa. Unfortunately, Sister Kakoza Fatuma has sent his apologies, but she got an emergency and she has just left to attend to the same, just in case she can be back, but I'm not so sure about the same. And Sister Flaya Namugewa, she's been held up at Chamberlain University, where she lectures. At the moment, we have 2 members through the board. I don't know whether
They come up. You read them.
let's
Let
first
them
have
come.
Abubakar and then Chigoka Swapik has gone for prayers. And then we need 1 lady member, Sumaya Nancha. So come out for recognition. If you accept the recommendation, you can either, the General Assembly can either approve you, and thereafter, you can choose the members you want to work with. Notwithstanding the fact that we have 7 posts: 1, the president; 2, vice president; 3, treasurer; 4, the secretary general; then deputy secretary general,
In
publicity, and then the religious affairs secretary. Now, according to our constitution, as our CEO rightly said, on the board, there are 2 other EXCO members who are appointed by the board
from among
the former executive members, who perhaps either may or may not qualify to partake in the new executive. On that note, according to our constitution, the same Article 9 about elections, a member cannot be elected twice, more than twice. If
To the
you have
executive.
once, you can only serve a second time, and you cannot serve any other time more than the second time. So amongst us here, there are those who don't qualify, who are not eligible to be re-elected in office. I think.
Thank you. You can see we recommended about 4 names, but out of the 4 names, we have only 2. I think Kigongo is coming back. Is he around or he has left? Okay. What do we do, members? Can we have more names? Yes? Yes, Dr. Sarah. Who is seconding? Okay.
You know what you're standing
She
for.
has to be elected for gender.
Election is committee. Now, is already seconded. Maybe she's standing, that's why she's declining.
tusobola okuteekawo
I want to assure you
Mm.
that as the leader, I will
naye tukunominatinga ale
kasi kulumyemu wano
what you want. I will not
kanfuna
deliver.
bubox
Let me, my sister, myself,
okulonderamu buli wa
my sister. Give to her.
Hmm.
And then
naye kibana ali muganda edda nekusalamba natukumayo kyembadde ngamba omuntu bw'afuna president 001 ne nabuli obulala
Oga kungu wakuchipata.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, can I please submit? Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? It is very possible for those who are here to make good on their membership. The minimum requirement for one to partake in this exercise is to be a fully paid up member. That is the requirement. That is one. The second one I want to mention is that since Monday, was it Monday? No. Recently, when we shared the list, people started paying up, indicating they wanted to participate in this, including people who have just paid up. I want to mention 3. Sumaya has asked me not to mention her name. She has paid, Sumaya here, please stand up for recognition. She has paid 260,000 now to partake. There are 2 other candidates. This one I can mention because she was the nearest. One had, but when I say it, they will know who it was. One had nominated, but we checked he was not eligible. He paid and immediately became eligible. There is another one who is standing, has not yet been nominated, but he has also paid up and is now clear. If you want to partake of this exercise, because it can be challenged, the nomination of whoever will be, it can be challenged legally. Pay up, you will partake. Let us not worry about who we are supporting or not. Let us first make it proper. You will come.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I beg to move a motion that it's only the Electoral Commission that is supposed to be speaking right now. Electoral Commission. Can we hand over to Electoral Commission to start the voting exercise? Why are you delaying?
Can we proceed? The name which has been nominated and the nominee and the seconder are being verified as we move to the next office. At the end, I will read to you those who have been duly nominated and who have complied with the requirements. The next office is the office of the Vice President. I have not closed the nominations. But if you want to nominate, we proceed. We continue with the process. Any other nomination? Now, proceed. Wait a minute. The jurisdiction to close lies with this office. We are now waiting for the verification results. And after the verification results, we shall proceed to confirm. As of now, we are saying if there is no other nomination for president, we move to the next office. If there is, raise your hand. Only when you are to the name.
No, we need, thank you very much. You'll use the microphone and you'll make your submissions. But my contention is, people have been paying. There was no deadline for payment for membership. Even up to now, they are still paying. And at the same time, you are closing the nominations. No. Let us understand this. What are we trying to say? What was the deadline for payment? That is the first question. Secondly, are you trying to favor others and pull out others? Because they're very petty. No, the question they have said, they are still paying. I have money to pay for my candidate. And you are saying my brother, order, they wait for me. Order. I am. You know what? We need to put timelines.
We should put timeline. We give it time.
Order, please, order. We have agreed with my members here. Listen, please. We have agreed with my members here that we need timelines. We are not going to be here forever. We are proposing and we are confirming that we are going to give 3 minutes. 3 minutes within which to propose the names for that particular office. After 3 minutes, we shall close. That is the rule. We are not going to allow you to pay up to 7 or 8. 3 minutes, and they are running for the office of the president. But 3 minutes. Members, at 5:33, we are calling for nominations for president and move to the vice president.
No, give them 3. 3 is enough. Yeah, 3 is enough. Yes, it's organized. Let's sample up.
I'm going to read.
Yes, council. Yes, what's that?
We have 1 minute. We have 1 minute to close. It is, members, it is 5:33. It is 5:33. The process of verification of the name of Semambo and verification of the second October
and Joelia, they are fully paid up. Do we close? I close? We close? We move to the next office. We move to the next office. And as we move to the next office, we move to the next office. By lapse of time, 3 minutes after nomination, proposal and seconding of the name of Semambo Rashid, no other name was brought to our attention, and their verification having been made by the treasurer, by the powers entrusted to me by the principles of Islam and the Constitution of us, I duly declare the nomination of Semambo Rashid valid for the position of President of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. And having been there no other name, I hereby declare Semambo Rashid elected and opposed. As the president of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. And with that declaration, I move to the next office. Can we come to order? Nomination for the position of Vice President. Vice President, Councillor Narukola. Councillor Narukola, propose.
My name is Luyimbazi Narukola. I do hereby propose Sophia Nabagala Chigozi for the position of Vice President, Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association.
Sophia Nabagala Chigozi proposed. Seconder? Your name? Your name? Chigongo Lukwago Umar, seconds. Within 3 minutes, we shall have the verification done. And if there are no other names, we shall proceed. Any other nominee?
CEO, please confirm. They are paid up. Yes.
Seconder, Lukwago Umaru.
Are you paid up?
Let him confirm. And we are counting the 3 minutes. Ozibala. Paid up. You can write here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes. Nakachwa Sarah, I propose Wanjui Zakia Badi for Vice President.
Nakachwa, have you captured the name? Any Nakachwa proposed Wanjui Zakia as the Vice President. And seconder? Nakachwa Sarah. Nakachwa Sarah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nantambi Umaira Asiat. Nantambi Umaira Asiat. I second Council Andrew Zakia for Vice President.
Please confirm the
Umaira. Nantambi Umaira seconds Wanju Zakia to be the Vice President.
CEO confirm the
We are waiting for the verification. Meanwhile, the 3 minutes are running. Second is not fully paid. Umaira is not yet. It's not, yeah.
I second one, Zakia.
what is his name?
I am paid up.
This
My name is
Treasurer.
Nachibu Kanura Musisi.
Nachibu Kanu
Musisi.
Musisi.
Yes.
Now seconds and replaces Umaira. The 3 minutes are over. So we have two names for the position of Vice President. We have Sagala Chigozi and Wanjui Zakia for Vice President. Can we move to the next position of the Secretary General? Secretary General. Any proposal? Secretary General? Name of the Secretary General, UMLAS. Goroba is proposing. Is he eligible?
One cannot serve in any capacity for more than
So, okay. Dr. Sarah? Dr. Sarah is nominating Wanju Zakia for Secretary General. What happens to this position now? We need some guidance there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think the nominated person should make clear where she would want to contest, for the simple purpose that she may come out as winner in both positions, and we may have closed the exercise. So I pray that she chooses Talafia oyingire watu kutwale Taiwani. Yalla.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
I stand down for the president. I take the general secretary.
Hey. Okay. Now she has chosen to go for the position of Secretary General, right? Therefore, the timelines having been adhered as 3 minutes, and within that, there were only 2 candidates, and one has withdrawn from position. Therefore, Sophia Nabagala Chigozi stands duly elected and opposed for the Vice President of the Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. We move to the next position of Secretary General, and 3 minutes. Wanjui Zakia being the only one proposed by Council Sarah, and we need a seconder. We need a seconder for Council Asuman. Council Asuman Chinji, seconds. One is nomination for Secretary General. Asuman Chinji. Yes, Council Asuman Chinji. Verify. So the two are fully paid up, and we have 1 minute to go. If there are any other names within that 1 minute, should be raised. As the minute runs and there are no other, then we shall declare. The minute's done. A few seconds. Three minutes have lapsed. And by virtue of the powers entrusted to me, Wanjui Zakia, having been nominated alone for the position of Vice Secretary General, is declared duly elected, posed for the position of Secretary General of Uganda Lawyers Association. We move to the position of Deputy Secretary General. Proposals?
My hand is up.
Proposals for the, yes, I can see.
I wish to propose Council Sada Shafiq for the position of Deputy Secretary General.
Council Ntanda.
Sada. Sada.
Insada for Deputy Secretary. That is the Insada. Seconder. Seconder. Who is seconding Sada? Borowa Muhammad seconds Sada. You have already been verified as fully paid up. We have the 3 minutes running. We have the 3 minutes running. We have 1 minute to go. Yes. The minutes are over. The minutes are over. Yes? Uh-huh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes? Yes? Maliki, you have, by the way, you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute within which to do this. And from the verification, I'm informed that Malik is not paid up within the stipulated time. Is not paid up within the stipulated time, and time has lapsed. That time having lapsed, I therefore declare Nsada Shafiq as elected unopposed for the position of Deputy Secretary General of UMLAS. We move to the position of Treasurer. Treasurer.
I propose to nominate Afua Nalwama Mwiza for the post of Treasurer of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association.
The name? Afua Nalwama.
Afua Nalwama Umwiza.
Omwiza for the position of Treasurer.
And I'm seconding.
Can she stand? Can she stand for recognition?
Can you stand up, please?
Proposer?
And I'm seconding.
Proposer is Fatima Kakoza.
Yes.
And Honorable
Asmani
Chiinji. Seconds. And 3 minutes are running. And they are all paid up. Yes.
I want to nominate Malik and I pay his arrears. Are you standing by any standing?
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we make a list of the names of those positions? So that's.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to make a clarification. For young lawyers, there's a difference in your subscription and your membership. You pay, a young lawyer is one who has not been in practice, who has been in practice for less than 5 years. 5 and above, you pay 150 and 100 for each year. If you're a young lawyer, for you to be eligible, you only have to pay 100,000. 5,000 to subscribe. No, 50,000 to subscribe, 50,000 for the annual membership. So if we have those people around, please, the treasurer is still receiving money.
The minutes have lapsed for the position of treasurer, having been
You're not considering that for online.
for treasurer of UMLAS. I duly declare Afua Naruwama Umeiza unopposed for that position of a treasurer UMLAS. We move to the position of publicity secretary. Publicity secretary, you are proposing? Nachibuka Shadia is proposed for the position of publicity secretary. Where is she? Can she stand up for recognition? She is there. Shadia is there. And the proposer? Proposer, the name of the proposer. His name. Abubakar Masood. Abubakar Masood. Dr. Sarah is seconding. Dr. Sarah Kusima has seconded. The minutes are running. For Nachibuka Shadia as publicity secretary for this noble association. The verification is also ongoing for Masoodi Abubakar and for Dr. Kusima Sala, it's obvious.
It's not paid up.
The minutes are still running so she can pay. If she's not paid up. The minutes are still running. Within the 3 minutes, she can pay.
There is someone else who have
If she's not paid up, if she's within time, she can, within the 3 minutes, and she qualifies. I'm informed reliably that although there has been an issue with Nachibuka about payment, but it is confirmed now that within the 3 minutes, she has subscribed and she's now fully paid up. And within that time, having been no other name proposed for the position of publicity secretary, I declare Nachibuka Shadia elected and opposed for the position of publicity secretary for Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. The final position is the position of secretary for DAWA. Nominations? You. That hand. Yes, I saw it first. Usama Sebufu, clarification. CEO? CEO? No, there is the issue of serving. The issue of serving. He has one term. Okay. Proposer. The name of proposer. The name of proposer. Where is the mic? Where is the mic? We want this to be. Can we have the mic given to the proposer? We want to hear the proposer.
I second. Nachene Joweria. The nominator.
And get for the other one.
Fahad Matov.
Matovu Fahad proposed and Nacheyune seconded. Sebufu Usama. And I get verification that they are fully paid up, but the minutes are running. The 3 minutes are running. If there are no other name proposed, we shall proceed. We have 2 minutes. The minutes have lapsed. The 3 minutes are over. Having been no other name proposed for the position of Secretary for Dawa for UMLAS, I hereby declare Sebufu Usama as the duly elected Secretary for Dawa unopposed for Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. I want to thank you, and I want to thank you, and I want to call your attention. I want to call your attention to read to you all the positions and the respective winners, fortunately unopposed. You've done us proud because we've not gone through the hassle of being pinpointed at. This has been really transparent, I believe. Secretary for Dawa elect wants to say something. The mic is there.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. I thank you for the nomination and secondment and the declaration, but I had an additional request. I made my request to the CEO this morning and the outgoing executive and the president. My proposal was for Dawa or religious affairs, I was suggesting that this annual general meeting considers a deputy secretary, religious affairs. And the deputy, just in case the secretary is a male person, then the deputy should be a lady. And yes, so I would propose that the AGM considers making provision for a lady in this position. I don't know whether that is a good proposal.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm providing guidance. We must close these nominations. The positions that are being vied for were listed. But the AGM is the supreme governing body of UMLAS. I will then suggest that somebody moves a motion for the AGM to adopt the proposal as Council Sebufu has proposed. But we must first close this one, declare the contestants such that the committee is now fully constituted. Then a motion can be moved. And if the House chooses to adopt it, it can be considered. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the guidance. And this is within your powers. We don't have the jurisdiction to preside over that matter. Yes. That is number one. Number two, when the president, the outgoing president, was finalizing his remarks, he suggested a special meeting which is going to take place. I would believe myself that it would be proper and fit for that position to be passed in that meeting than this one. That is my personal view. Because after this, then we cannot go back to that, because people will complain that me, I would be eligible, but I didn't know about that position. So I think that position can be created and maybe election can be conducted for only that position that time. That is my humble understanding. And I proceed to declare the following names. But before I declare, I think my brothers here have not been talking. If there is anything that they would need to air out before I declare, they should state it now, and then I go ahead and declare.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As a member of the Electoral Commission, the process has been transparent. My only request is that next time, if you know that you have intentions of contesting, please organize yourself. These things of paying from the AGM itself, it shows that you are not serious. So next time, remember, if you know that you stand for any position, please pay on time. Number two, I don't know whether we have made it a culture. We have organized these materials, we paid for them. We thought they are going to do a job here. These things of unopposed. We should have people who to contest. But alhamdulillah, the process has been well. Thank you, Chairman.
There's nothing to say. Yeah.
By virtue of the powers entrusted to me as the chairman of this election committee, Kayondo Abubeka being my name, by virtue of the powers entrusted to me, by the Constitution of UMLAS, Kayondo Abubeka being my name, I hereby declare the following persons elected, all of them unopposed, for the various positions I'm going to mention. The president of the Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, has been elected unopposed and is none other than Semambo Rashid. Vice President, elected unopposed, Sophia, I would propose that they come and stand before you. The Vice President, elected unopposed, is Sophia Nabagala Chigozi. For the position of Secretary General, Zakia Wanjui Adru, elected unopposed. For the position of Deputy Secretary General, elected unopposed, is Kanson Sada Shafiq. And for the position of Treasurer of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, Afua Naruwama is elected unopposed. For the position of Publicity Secretary, for the position of Treasurer, elected unopposed, is Afua Naruwama. Publicity Secretary, elected unopposed, is none other than Nachibuka Shadia. Secretary for Dawa, elected unopposed, is Sheikh Sebufu Usama. The committee proposed and confirmed the following names for ex-officio members of this committee. Number 1, Kanso Kaketo Mahmoud, ex-officio. And Kanso Nsereko Sauda, ex-officio. So these are the people you have entrusted the drivership of this noble association of Muslim lawyers. And without wasting time any further, I've been informed that these people cannot go without saying a word. I will therefore hand over the mic to the President-elect, Semambo Rashid, to address you. I congratulate all of you, and I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to chair this electoral body for a day or hours. Mr. Semambo, you have the floor. We are now functus official. CEO, you will take over from there.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am greatly honored, ladies and gentlemen, to be standing before you today, having gotten your mandate to lead you as the next leader of the Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association of Uganda. I would wish, on behalf of my colleagues with whom you have entrusted us with this authority, to thank you very, very much for the trust, for the honor that you have bestowed upon us. And inshallah ta'ala, we pray to the Almighty that we shall not disappoint you we shall enable UMLAS to move in leaps and bounds and to become even much better than what our predecessors had already achieved. So in a special way, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank the outgoing executive led by my brother, my land friend, Mr. Ali Kankaka, for a job very, very well done. It is never easy leading people, especially when you're leading a certain kind of people, land friends, because unfortunately it's in their very nature to have this tug and pull whenever there is an issue. But building consensus, as the previous executive has been doing, is the key to success. And I want to thank you very, very much, Mr. President, as well as the outgoing executive, for a job very well done. Ladies and gentlemen, they've given me an opportunity. Any society, any community is as effective, is as good, as transformational, or otherwise as the quality of its leaders. When you choose leadership, you choose direction. And I have a firm belief that in us today, you have chosen a leadership that is inclined towards improving the standing of both the association as well as its members. And this is an undertaking that we make very solemnly before God and before mankind. And we assure you, inshallah ta'ala, that we are going to build on the already firm foundation that our predecessors have already set up for us. We want to thank you very, very much for this opportunity. But there is something I would wish to emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the issue of unity. We seem to have an ongoing challenge as the Muslim community in regard to unity, not only as lawyers, but generally as a Muslim community, the Ummah. It is quite ironic because we all know that in the Holy Quran, God says, I enjoin upon you to hold steadfast upon the rope that joins you together. And the Prophet Muhammad says, a Muslim is a brother to a fellow Muslim. When you see what goes on in our country, when you see what goes on the different fora, whether for lawyers or engineers or whatever it is, I am reminded and saddened by the words of God in the Holy Quran when he spoke, and he did not speak to Muslims. He meant the hypocrites and the disbelievers. In Surah Al-Hashr, God says, تَحْسِبُهُمْ جَمِيعًا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ شَتَّى. That when you look at them, you think they are one family. But in their hearts, shatta, they are divided. Isn't this truest when it comes to who we are today? What is that separates us so badly that we can never ever reconcile? When we ourselves one day hope to meet the Almighty Allah Azza wa Jalla and accept and say, we transgressed, Ya Allah. But because you are Rahman Ar-Rahim, we seek your forgiveness. What is it that divides us so badly that even in a race like this, even in calls that are so important to us, we see ourselves as so different, whereas we are all united by the kalima? Isn't it ironic, ladies and gentlemen? So my understanding is it has always been a question of us. What is our purpose? Is our purpose to make money? Maybe. Is our purpose to get a lot of praise? Maybe. To get positions? Maybe. But do we understand that we have a greater purpose as human beings? And that is why I am here as your next president. Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly request that let today become a day for recalibration. Let us go back to first principles. Let us search, because I usually say that the greatest virtue God can grant any person is the ability to self-reflect, introspection. When you are alone in the night in your bed, could we all make it a point, inshallah, and say, Semambo said we should think about why we are here. We should think and also remember that one day we shall not be here. There have been people greater than us, wealthier than us, more powerful than us, but they're all but gone. What is the reason why we're here? And if we understand that the Almighty will one day bring us to book, could we now become better people? Could we look and focus more on what binds us and try to ignore those small skirmishes and challenges that divide us? I am praying and hoping that with this new leadership, inshallah, you get inspired to come back to the fold. Because I used to be very, very good in English a long time ago. And then I got influenced by some people. So I became now a bit multilingual. But Shakespeare says, I think it's very important. He says that the fault, dear, is not in the stars, but it's in your eyes. Before we blame government, for that matter, before we blame anybody else, our leaders or the people in our communities, have we asked ourselves our role in undermining our own progression in society? Once you don't ask yourself that question and you find fault in everybody else and everything else but yourself, then you're doomed. It is time for us to introspect, as I said, and realize that we actually have a challenge. Ourselves, personally, I do have a challenge. I may not be as patient as I may be required. I may not be as kind as may be required. I may not be as available as may be required. But now can we harness from each other's strengths? And this is the value of this leadership that you have before you. We are not perfect. We are not angels. We are not demigods. We are not amongst you. But it is from your mandate and your constant support that inshallah we shall be able to transform the society for better. As I'm about to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, God says in the Holy Quran, ladies and gentlemen, if I may get your attention, please. God says in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Imran, that I have chosen, you have been chosen, you Muslims, as the group amongst mankind to encourage, enjoin doing good and forbid doing bad. The question is, as an advocate, as a magistrate, as a human being, as a husband, as a wife, how far are you committed to that amana that you have? So if you have instructions from a client, do you sometimes, when they're not here, get the client's land title and give it to a money lender for a short-term loan? As a magistrate, do you think it is right if you deny my client bail just because they're indigent, they don't have money? As a registrar, do you think it is right if you grant an injunction, even in a matter in which you don't have jurisdiction? As a police officer, do you think it's right if you torture me or torture another person? It is only then, if we have that self-reflection on the words of the Almighty, that we become a better UMLAS, become a better society. And this is what exactly we're trying to offer. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we do not, as Muslims anymore, sell empathy. I don't want to be seen as just another Muslim. Abasiramba mzee, abasiramba government. No, we sell competence. We always have to sell competence. let us compete with everybody else on a level playing field, and let us outcompete them. You should understand that there is no entitlement in life. Competence translates into value, and value demands compensation. It demands money. It demands reward. So have we thought about building capacity? When God says, read, and it's the ayah of the Quran, now Sheikh saying, or even Sheikh Sebufu should tell us, why is it that whereas Islam is a very, very monotheistic religion, more than any other, why is it that the first ayah of the Quran says, read? So it's time with this administration to say, let us build capacity, become knowledgeable. The problem, of course, is knowledge is not an end in itself. Knowledge should translate into your capacity to perform in a certain way. And then on top of knowledge, we always say, build character. I have a problem with our people. I've been around for some while now, alhamdulillah. So I've been employing people for now 19 years in my law firm. And I'm an entrepreneur, so I have very many businesses. But the problem I have with our kind is we oftentimes have a lot of indiscipline. Can we respect authority? Can we respect those who are more knowledgeable? Can we learn that the way you transform society is by listening and honoring those who are, one, older than you, but number two, listen to those who are better than us in terms of capacity. Never overestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. But also for the senior ones, Mr. Makeda, I don't know whether he's still around. We require, Honorable Asman, we require intergenerational solidarity. Can we offer mentorship to the junior? Because we've also been there before. Can we show some support and encouragement and show them that it will all be well? Nothing comes easy, but inshallah ta'ala, if you're patient and you hang in there, and with God's grace, barakah, you succeed. This is the inspiration we hope to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we offered ourselves, in as much as we got elected unopposed, it's nonetheless your mandate. We request, ladies and gentlemen, that we continue working together and also realize that there is something called delayed gratification. Delayed gratification, ladies and gentlemen. Ms. Fatuma Koza, there is something called delayed gratification, which means never accept the notion that says Chigwarero. No. Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Holy Quran says, Surah Al-Ala, Bal tuthruna al-hayat ad-dunya wal akhiratu khayru wa abqa. You see what Allah is saying? You people desire so much whatever you see today. But what comes tomorrow is much better and more everlasting. In Surah Al-Duha, what does he say? He says, Wal akhiratu khayru wa abqa. And that is the whole point. So can we as UMLAS now learn something called delayed gratification? Let us wait. Let us be patient. Let us build capacity. Let us build character. And when the time comes, inshallah ta'ala, then the sky will be there. I want to, again, on behalf of my executive, to thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, and to give you our solemn and utmost undertaking that inshallah we shall deliver to our best. Mr. Lukwago, we shall deliver to our very best, and with your support, we hope to build from where the executive that's outgoing has been doing. And in a special way, want to thank all of you for the generous support, for the faith you've shown us. As Shamim has done, could we please give ourselves a round of applause, all of us? And I'm requesting that henceforth, can we maybe fight apathy in the society? Let us be more active. Let us try to be more active. In terms of monetary capacity, subscription is a must, I may request. But I'm also saying we are going to start from where the executive has been. You know, we are advocates and we are Muslims. What is that idea that you're thinking about that can transform society, that is so valuable, that will naturally attract money, that will naturally attract funding? I'm somebody who likes people who write. So could we think of these ideas? We spoke of the Kadhi courts. You go to Kenya, these are very, very, very active. How do we improve our situation? I spoke to Chwanuka Abdallah, and I want to thank him very, very much. These kind of leaders that we want, people who are proactive, can we find a way of being a more proactive membership to UMLAS? We do not oppress the leadership. Because if you have a leadership that does not have the continued support of its members, then everything we'll do will come to nothing. Once again, for the very last time, I want to thank you very, very, very much. May Allah Azza wa Jalla bless you all, and may He bless us in this new journey. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are coming to the end. I am going to ask the other members to say salam and pass on the mic. Vice is going to say but two things. You see, exactly that's what I wanted to say. I noticed as our president was speaking that that table was fighting to understand the English. And also I worried for Kaso Sebufu. Your president seems to be the secretary Dawa. So we want that vibrancy. That was a light moment. Vice, please, they want you to get up.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, brothers and sisters. It's very difficult to come after a very good speaker. Our president is a great speaker. I'll keep mine short. He said very many amazing, cool things, but he said competence attracts what? Who was listening? Compensation. I was nominated here and I was seconded. I thank you very much. That means I was deemed fitting for this role. I will not let you down. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Looking at our agenda, I'm going to give the closing remarks. That's why I was requesting that he speaks first, then as we are closing. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah alladhi hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan. My name is Insada Shafiq Akaduyu, appointed in the position of Deputy Secretary. Of course, you know the past. For me to pass on to everyone here is that should train our children or our relatives who are still in who are still studying to stop being shy. It is a shame. It is a shaming to contest unopposed in an institution of elites, people who are educated, people who are practicing a profession, or people who are meant to be bold. It is a shame. I myself want to step down because of unopposed. People like Malik, how comes that you cannot even stand for such a position? Vis-a-vis, put in that side. Let's try to teach the coming generation to stop being shy as Muslims. That's why people are contesting for MPs, councillors, what. Few Muslims are contesting positions whereby there are many Muslims at constituency, they're represented by people who are not Muslims. It is a shame. It is a shame. We are ambassadors of people of Muslims who didn't have the capacity to attain what we have attained in the legal profession. So why should we sit back and just clap? It is shame, it is shame, it is shame. وهذا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Nalwama Afwa Umwiza. I want to thank you all for trusting us and in believing in us. A lot has been said by our president, so I can't say much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Nachiruka Shadia. I stand before you with immense gratitude. I'm so overwhelmed. The initial nominations included Council Nalukola and Council Asia Aliwala. But as I came in, they all said we are standing down. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi ala ma shara'a min ad-din wa hada ila siratul mustaqim. Wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulihil mubin wa ala alihi wa ala ashabihi ajma'in wa man sara bisayrihim ila yawmiddin. Good evening, everyone. Honestly, I don't think for this position, dawah is religious affairs, but actually that's a mistake, because dawah is the process of calling people to Islam, to embrace Islam. So it is not religious affairs. So no, I don't want to alter the constitution or to amend it or touch it yes. But I don't believe a person who is vying for a position of secretary at dawah, I don't believe that that person should campaign. Why? Why? Because we are all da'i. Da'i is a person who calls people to join Islam or embrace Islam. Da'wah is the process. Al-madi'u, who are being called. Asalibu da'wah, the methods you use to call the people. So everyone has the right and obligation to call someone to join or embrace Islam, either by directly talking to or by behaving well, and etc. So in my view, I don't think a person should campaign to do Allah's job. So that's why I didn't campaign. Thank you for all your nominations, endorsement, and election. To the outgoing executive, I'm really grateful. I've learned a lot from you guys, and I will continue learning. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I don't know who to thank. I thought that I've taken leave of UMLAS executive. Unfortunately, I found myself again being appointed, not elected, by the outgoing executive to be part of this incoming executive. However, I thought of a verse from the Holy Quran which says that leadership comes from Allah. And I want my fellow committee members to know that in as much as you've been elected, nominated, endorsed, but it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has decided to take up these positions. And wherever you are, Brother Sekanjako, we voted for you, but it's Allah who decided. I request each and every member to hope this executive work together. We shall get to where we want, inshallah. A lot has been said, and you've heard a lot from me. I pass over the mic to my sister. So, follow the people.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening to you all. My name is Saudan Seriko. I have been the Vice President of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. I am now an ex officio, I am glad I've served you since 2017, I think, from the era of Lubega Abdul Hakim, the late. May Allah bless, bless him and forgive his shortcomings. To all of you, thank you so much for being here. I am very, very happy for the number of people that have attended today. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We are hoping that you keep up the spirit. UMLAS needs members. We need you. We need to identify as Muslim lawyers. And I believe that if you support us, now the new executive, we shall reach bounds. We shall reach heights. Yeah. And I pray that you're here with us all the time. Like I always say, my saying is always that we need money. When I tell people to subscribe, I tell them all I need is money, because that's what we need to run the organization. Thank you very much for your trust. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wanji Zakia Badru, the Secretary General, Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. As you have seen the elections, as we have been conducting them, I was first nominated on the position of the Vice President. It's the position I wanted, because I know what it takes to be the Secretary General. That position is so demanding. You sacrifice a lot, your private practice, your family life, you sacrifice everything. That's why I wanted to be in kind of a comfort zone but I know the Vice President. I know her potential. I have worked with her in different organizations. I know her potential. When I saw that she was nominated, and I knew she never wanted to be, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows why she finally accepted. And then I said, no, if Sophie has accepted this position, innama amruhu idha arada shay'an an yaqula lahu kun fayakun. When he decides or when he wants something to be Allah, he just says be, and it is. Ilham just came to my mind, and I said, no, Zakia, if they have decided me to be the Secretary General, it means I have the potential. However much I may have not been believing in myself. Then I remembered the word of the President of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu. The first time she was elected in leadership, she said, you cannot know the strength of a woman. A woman is like a tea bag. You cannot understand her strength until you put that tea bag in hot water. With this representation evenly of the women, we are going to serve. However, as I have always said, minus you, we cannot. Minus you, we cannot. You are our strength. Please help us and enable us to serve you. The former Vice President has said it, minus money, we cannot. Please advise us, we are going to serve you. I thank you for the number. You have really turned up in a good number. I'm so happy. Personally, I want to serve UMLAS. We are so happy for the turn up. Thank you so much. I thank the outgoing executive, because you have also seen the potential in the people, because minus you having confidence in us, we wouldn't have stood again. The Vice President has come back as the ex-official and the Secretary General. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Me, I said I'm going to lighten this thing. Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you deserve the following. You deserve the following. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, introduce to you officially the one and only Aliwala. Please, say salam. Please stand up. People need to know who Aliwala is. And also the one and only Malik. Akida management, please say salam. Hey, now I've seen some people saying, I've always thought it's told. Those things. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, those were light moments. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me, you move to the Uganda speakers table. Allow me introduce Council Sekanjako in a special way. I want to pray that you allow him 1 minute. 1 minute, because he's the only Muslim we now have on the ULS Council. We have been having 2. I'm going to introduce them, but at least we want to acknowledge him and to thank him for that vision.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's indeed an honor, Your Excellency, and all colleagues around to speak to you. Well, the time has gone, really. Mine will be just to appreciate you. I take the honor because I believe that most of the votes I got on that day and the mandate I got, the foundation was from this very room. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support, for the trust. I saw love on that day, and everyone who could come, they were informing me that they have referred more and more people. And the main point of reference was UMLAS. You people really showed me love on that day. I'm really grateful. And once I heard that we had this day here, I dedicated it all for this activity. Yes, I'm really honored. I will not walk you through the manifestos and everything that I intend to do, but at least I noted one thing from your communication about our law clinic, legal aid clinic that needs the approval of the law council. At least that is the assignment that I have gotten from here today. And not a political rhetoric, I intend to pursue it to the end. MashaAllah. Thank you so much once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now I've had some people saying, is he married? Those things, those are not for today. Now, Council Kakoza, why are you annoyed? All right, ladies and gentlemen, allow me also recognize in a special way. Is Isaac still around? Council Chagaba. I saw him. I asked somebody to ask him to come in. I want to let you know, a little bit of how powerful those 2 people have been in ULS for UMLAS. UMLAS has got many committees, most of which could not even have a single Muslim. Council Fatuma, ULS, sorry. ULS, which one? Okay. ULS had many committees. Council Fatuma would send you a message and say, recommend, and we'll just send names and people were put on those committees. You don't know how powerful those committees are until we have our people there. So Council Fatuma, please, for your dedication, we feel this time we have been part of ULS because of your effort. Please come. And Council Chagaba, at least for Council Chagaba, for the first time, money would flow from ULS to UMLAS as particular votes. No. I don't know about Atukunda. What I know is that Council Chagaba would dedicate certain monies as votes. They hosted the UMLAS executive to an exclusive iftar dinner, which had never happened. Of course, the president and the executive. So the two of you, I want to recognize you and to ask you to come and say salam. We are very appreciative. May Allah reward you abundantly. Council Chagaba was serving as treasurer and Council Fatuma was our representative central.
Salam. First, before I begin, I am love myself. I am beginning with love and I want to end it with love. Sorry, I'm just asking for 1 minute of your time. Let me express myself. I love you people. That is why I stood with all my heart. Now people are wondering, who is Fatuma? I want to tell you how I became part of this Muslim community. Personally, my dad is Muslim from Yemen, and that is where he lives. So I think now you have answers to who is Fatuma. Is she Muslim? Or, you know, I am talking to you, I'm not campaigning. I am free-spirited, and I want you to take this back home. I want you to learn from my story as Fatuma, and then you go up everywhere and amplify. So my dad is from Yemen, and my dad and my mom never stayed together. My mom is Anglican. My mom brought me up until the time I became a woman. I got married to a Christian. I didn't ask Allah to give me that background. But my dad is my best friend. And I love Islam with all my heart. With all my heart. Yes, so kindly, I know, how did I come to this? And the late, our former president, Hakim, approached me and told me, Fatuma, you have these names and we've not seen you on the list of Muslims. And I told them my story. And they told me, no, but do you love Islam? I told them I love Islam with all my heart because my dad is my best friend. He didn't make a choice to leave me here. He didn't make a choice to go to Yemen and get sick so that he could not come back and make me the woman that he wanted me to be. But I love Islam. So they were telling me, we have a party. And I told them, you know what, Isaac, I want to show you that I love Islam. Leave all the cooking to me. And I took them to, Council Chagaba was part of that clique, that I took to my aunties who are Muslims, and we cooked for that our end of year party. So my friends, accept me as I am. I didn't make my background. We don't know tomorrow. Just love me. As I told you, I'm love, and I'm going to end it with love. Love me, never know. Because Haji Kapero told me, can you convince your husband to join us? And I was on my way until the time I came into elections, and things were really bad for me. People discriminating me. I've been discriminated ever since the day I was born. I was brought up by my stepdad. He's not Muslim. You understand? Don't discriminate me. I am not the making. Salam alaikum.
Kale kabakwe kulavu. Another Sada, no. Sada, no. The love is not for you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters, first of all, I want to thank the outgoing executive because they kept knocking on ULS's door to push UMLAS. Those that know someone accused me that I over-defend the executive on the group because I know what I was doing with them in the background and they couldn't come out the forefront to tell you some of these things. Where's Malik? I saw him somewhere. Malik, when people were working in the background, there are certain things that could not come out in the open. Because I was on ULS, there's certain information that I had as far as the judge was concerned and that the executive was doing. There was a lot they were doing before even UMLAS on the WhatsApp group you got to know. So as ULS and the executive of UMLAS, we were actually, it's true, we were working in the background. And certain things came to light whereby their hands were tied. Even as ULS were tied, we couldn't move. There were so many moving pieces. So there are certain compromises that had to be made, and the executive did. You may not see, sometimes it's like a bamboo, Chinese bamboo tree. They say you grow it for 5 years, but it's in the 5th year when it comes out. But you have to keep watering it, you know, putting everything, but you won't see anything until the 5th year and it comes out at once. So let's give our executive that trust and this question. If we've put them in power, we believe they are there to pursue our interests. They have our best interests at heart. If we put pressure when we're ignorant, we don't have all the information, it defeats the purpose why they are representatives. So I just want to congratulate the new executive. My name was there for VP. I pushed Sophia to come and stand with the president at ULS. And this was the reason why. Sophia, I know her from a different, I am the lawyer that brought Salam Bank in Uganda. I know the owner. He told me, you do this one thing for me. He met me over something. He was surprised that I had done Hajj when I was very young. So he liked me just off that. He's extremely, extremely wealthy. When I say wealthy, I mean certified billionaire in dollars. And he's Somalian. But I keep telling you this story. He has, okay, as of 5 years ago, he had 36 children. All of them are Quran Hafiz. And he teaches them himself. That's how much he loves Islam. So when we discussed, Salam is in different countries, I told him Uganda should come. They froze his money in 2016. His children, they have different businesses. So it was frozen in Uganda, $14 million. So he told me, Isaac, how do you freeze 14? The amount of money I want to bring to Uganda, this is nothing. So he had flashed Uganda. He went to other countries. I told him, I promise you, I'll get you a bank and you'll bring, because there are many Muslims that want to get out of riba. And he agreed. So this is not a Kalango for Salam, but please open bank accounts for Salam so we get out of the riba loop. Secondly, back to where Sophia comes in, because she's learned in Islamic finance, she has really pushed herself. But some of these things, it should be UMLAS pushing us. And we identify your expertise, we push you where we know, you recommend people to ULS and say, Muslims are not being heard. We have this person, has these qualifications, push them to that board. When I started speaking, Fatuma knows, they always used to think I was a radical in the ULS Council. Because I would say, how come all these names, there's no, no, we're looking for this. You know, there are self-interests everywhere. But we tried our best. So in the same manner, I encouraged Sophia with the president at ULS and said, please. That's besides the point. Let's just focus. Our uniting factor is love.
Kakoza, you've always been opposing those things. Let me ask the president to adjourn, then we'll have this discussion afterwards.
Our new elected president and your team, members of UMLAS, the outgoing executive. This is not our last day. You know the way UMLAS is structured. We elect, then we organize a handover, swearing in, and you assume office. I want to congratulate you, Mr. President. Sometimes leadership is a question of style. I'm happy and I thank Allah that we've got this new team. As Isaac was telling you, we were in the background without influencing the voter, but at the same time, trying to send messages from the background of the nature of leadership that we need to take over. Because that is the purpose, succession plan, that's the purpose of leadership. You can see he's talking about Sophia. We were discussing these things from who would come as the president, who would come as this. You must prepare for the society to continue. Because otherwise, you don't get the better you want if you don't enable the right leaders to emerge without you dictating for the voters. You talk through other people to say, can you, that gentleman, can you talk to him? Let him come on board. It's a sacrifice. He's a busy man, I can tell you. He's my senior. He's a busy. But you must find a way of influencing him to request him to serve. So please don't overabuse him on the platform. That's why I have used the word don't overabuse him. I have not said don't criticize. Because the criticism should be constructive. But as Isaac is telling you, sometimes you have half facts, not a fact, and you are criticized. And sometimes no fact, but perspective, and you are criticized. And unfortunately, the leader is constrained. What he or she knows, he cannot throw it out, because then he ceases to be a leader. So he keeps quiet. And because you've repeated these things several times, the unsuspecting members will start to think that actually what you are saying is the right. At least approach the leader. Ask him, ask her, this thing you are doing, why are you doing it this way? But otherwise, if you try to unaddress him on something he knows is wrong and is unable to respond to you on a platform, you are creating a paralysis in the society. So I would appeal to you, don't create that paralysis for this executive. We have a lot of trust in its ability to deliver. With that, I want to thank you. I want to thank Almighty Allah for guiding us through, CEO and your team, the hotel, the media. But before I take a leave, we have the Lawyers League. Our team is participating, defending that. And people are already planning for us, strategizing. We need money. We need players. And ladies, we need lady players, women, because it's a requirement. So please, let's support that team. CEO and the treasurer, probably the next drive come tomorrow, is going to be for our team, because we need some resources for it to be able to effectively participate, inshallah. And our dinner
is coming on 22nd November. Is it? We shifted it. Okay. 2nd November, please contribute. Please attend. And I think by that time, you will see those who don't understand this English of His Excellency Semambo. I will translate. I know Luganda and I try to understand some of the things he's saying. So with that, I want to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This meeting is adjourned and we'll have a special meeting for other business. Thank you very much.
Sheikh Kasim, Aina Anta. We need a closing prayer. We're also going to take a group photo with the current and outgoing behind our banner, and that will be it. Swala is ongoing. We can leave at our own pleasure. I thank everybody that I've worked with to have this thing organized. I'm also very happy that I've seen members that I've always wanted to be part of this, at least joining us. Thank you for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
The group picture. One.